That's right.
Christian just had the opportunity to sit down with the man that moves markets in the good direction, not the bad one, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. And Christian, I have to ask you, fascinating to hear Treasury Secretary Bessent, after, taking a correct victory lap over one big beautiful bill, previewing what may be to come by saying, we may declare a national housing emergency, focusing not just on interest rates, which we'll get to in a moment, but also looking at affordability based on local regulation, different building codes in different areas, which we know zoning has to do with development. So tell me about this interview. What was the context of viewers? I know they can see the whole thing on washingtonexaminer.com, on our YouTube channels, but what were the highlights of this housing conversation you had?
Well, I was taken totally by surprise, Tiana, to be quite honest. And I would say this is a welcome announcement, or preview, I guess we should say. This is not set in stone, for folks on both sides of the aisle. Because let's be honest, we know economy runs everything in politics. And affordability is just a word that gets thrown out there. We heard it from Joe Biden. We've heard it from Donald Trump on some issues. But in reality, some of these policies haven't actually made it easier for people to buy groceries, fill up their car and go to work, and most importantly, secure shelter, whether it's purchasing a home or a condo or renting an apartment. And we have data that shows, shout out Freddie Mac, we have a 4 million unit housing shortage in this country. Yes, population, demographic shifts, and immigration is a part of it, but we've got these big private equity firms, shout out BlackRock, coming in, buying up homes, buying up condos, pricing people out, and on top of that, the rising supply costs make new construction even harder. So I was very happy to hear Scott Bessent say that we want to tackle this next. It is non-political. There are a lot of questions up in the air about what will actually happen, but like you mentioned, they're examining ways to standardize building and zoning codes. They're obviously pressuring the Fed to lower interest rates. And I think most importantly, they are doing this in a way which doesn't, like Donald Trump has tried to do, flirting with some of these technology industries, doesn't nationalize all of these independent construction companies.